Hey there, welcome to day 2061 of What Shifted Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting and sharing my journey as I originally transitioned from brick and mortar corporate world of lots of different businesses, as well as over a quarter century simultaneously in corporate America. And then following my divorce, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? And I decided I'd always been curious about the internet, dabbled in a few little things, but very little. So I decided I'd been curious. I was going to jump right in with both feet. And that's what I did. And guess what? I learned that. I did a bunch of research and I chose how I was going to come into the internet. And that was the right way for me at the time. But like so many others, I got distracted and pulled down a lot of different rabbit holes online. Why? Because there's so much information and there are so many things at our fingertips. Sometimes we do what other people are doing and follow them and doing what the leaders are doing versus realizing that leaders have a whole team of people that are actually doing these things for them. They're not doing it themselves, and that we need to pick and choose what's right for us, because sometimes what's right for somebody else isn't what's right for us. Being super salesy and having a bunch of marketing things on autopilot and using AI and chatbots and things to communicate with people, that may or may not be for you. It's for people that are super successful with it. It's not for me. I believe in the personal touch and communicating with human beings myself a lot of the time. A lot of the time, I want to be the person that is interacting with the people that I'm working with, right? That's how we build relationships. And I'm more interested in building a relationship than I am getting somebody's money for anything, right? So today our idiom was life is what you make it. And that's a reminder that we get to choose and decide the kind of life we want to live, the kind of person we want to be. And we are free to create that. At least here in the United States, we're still free to create and become the person that we want to be. I hope that lasts for at least the rest of mine and my grandchildren's and their children's lifetime. But you never know, because there are always challenges to things that are working out well for people. And I think we're seeing a lot of that right now. And it's sad to me, but I also believe in human beings that we will stand up and say, yeah, hold the phone. This isn't right. This isn't what we're going to do here. So life is what you make it, meaning we have the ability always to control how we respond to something. You know, life is what we make it in terms of our ability to respond in a way that's right for us. But it doesn't mean that we control everything in the whole wide world. We only really can control, and this is true of anything and everything, ourselves, right? We can't really control our children. We can't control our significant others. We can't control the choices anyone else makes or the thoughts they think or the abilities and the attributes and the ideas that they have. We can only do that for ourselves. And with that, freedom of choice and freedom in any way, shape, or form comes the responsibility, meaning I have to be accountable for the repercussions of the actions that I take. And sometimes those repercussions are positive. Sometimes those repercussions are negative. If you've ever stepped out and done something different than your friend group, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of times you lose friends because you decide to do what's right for you, but that's different than what you've always done in the past with them, and they can't handle it. And so a lot of times friendships and relationships fall away. And that's part of becoming who we're meant to be, right? No, very, very few people come into our life for our entire lifetime, right? Most people come in for a reason and a little bit of a season, meaning a short period of time or a long period of time. And then for whatever reason, we go our separate ways. But there's always a reason, right? It's everybody, I believe, comes into our life. Every experience I have comes into my life to show me something. And if I learn the lesson, if I see what I'm supposed to see, and that infers that there's some kind of a higher plan and power. And I believe that. So everything that happens, I get to choose to how to respond to it. And I can choose not to respond to it, right? I can choose to just go with the flow and let things happen. And that's okay too. Because sometimes we do that. Sometimes we control our destiny by taking a role in it. Other times we sit back and we say, okay, I'm doing these things. And so what's going on outside of me, it's just going to go on without me. And I'm going to choose not to participate. One of the most powerful things I learned following my sudden cardiac arrest was I had permission to choose not to participate in things that didn't feel right or good to me. And sad but true, it was like the first time I gave myself that permission and realized that I don't have to do what everybody else thinks is right for me. I can actually do, and I'm actually required in this lifetime to do what's right for me, as are you. Now, doing what's right for me, meaning it can't negatively impact other people. If it's hurting other people or harming things in the world that make the world a worse place, it's always going to be a no for me. There's a lot of people that don't think that way, but that's how I think. So that was our idiom for today. Life is what you make it. And I love this one. It's also similar to the topic for today. Our topic for our annual challenge, the Get Your Goals annual challenge, we're focusing on confidence goals this month. And our topic was you create your own life. And some people believe that. Other people don't believe that at all. If you're listening to me, you probably believe that you have at least some power and some ability to create your own life and make what you want to have happen in the world happen. It's just the kind of people that I attract. So that was our topic today, and I shared ways that we can do that and different topics around that and how they impact our confidence. If you're creating the life that you want and you know that you have the ability to do that and you have the confidence to do that, it's kind of an upward spiral, right? I feel confident I can do this, so I'm going to do it. And then you do it and you have success. And so that increases your confidence that you can do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And all of a sudden, you're living your best life. You're living your ideal life. Because how you define best and ideal for you is going to be different than me and probably most everybody else on the planet. Some people, based on our core values, we place more emphasis on material things and physical things. Me, not so much. I used to care. And I think over the years, I've learned that, guess what? Material things are just temporary material things that we borrow while we're here on the planet. We're not taking any of them with us. So is that more important, or our experience is more important? And I now believe that my experiences, the time I spend, the attention I spend, the people I spend time with and have experiences with is far, far, far more important than, do I have a new coffee cup today? No, it's the old coffee cup. One I got from my son he went out west and went out to the state parks and brought back these great mugs. There's a set of 4 amazing mugs from Yellowstone. So I appreciate that way more than, I would have liked to have gone there, but I didn't go. All right, this time I've been there, done that, right? All right, so those are our topics today for content. I am working on a few projects. I'm going to bring a few people into some of the projects because, again, I'm learning that I don't have to do it all myself. I can ask people to help. I can join forces with other people, and it's more about who and how we can develop those relationships and make the world a better place than thinking that we have to control everything, right? I haven't been a control freak for quite a long time. It's a good thing. All right, that's it. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll of course be with you tomorrow just to fill you in on what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about, content that I'm creating, etc., to create my own life and my own world. Have a great day. And you need to do the same.